Hi everyone. So my name is Erica and I'm going to be showing you guys how to submit claims for doula services that you provide through Office Ally for your Medi-cal clients. So we're going to start off by going into our Office Ally and logging into our account. It should prompt us to this page here. From here, you're going to be clicking the Submit Claim button here on Create Claims. It should lead you to this page right over here, and we're going to start off with a blank form. For today's practice, I've already drafted a claim just so information doesn't populate or auto-populate here with other client information. So we're going to go ahead and click on Edit here. So here we're going to go into Load Payer. As you can see, I have a couple of them already pre-saved just because I've done this a couple of times, but you're going to go ahead and go and find payer, and you should have received the payer ID from the insurance company that you're working with, either you in your contract or you can call them and ask them to provide that for you, and you'll type that in and it should populate. So for today's practice, we're just going to go ahead and click on CalOptima Direct. We're going to go ahead and type in their address here, their billing address. Again, you can get that from them or it should be in your contract somewhere. You just kind of have to skim through it. And we are going to click box 1, Medicaid. And then we're going to enter the client's information under patient's name, last name, first name, middle initial if they have one. You're going to enter their information, their address right in this box here, box number 5. In box 3, you're going to enter their date of birth. And then under box 6, you're going to click self if it's themselves, or if they're under their spouse's insurance, you'll click that. Or if they're, if they're a child, you'll click that button. And then easy peasy part here, you can put copy from patient. So all of the information that you just clicked and typed in here will populate right on this side over here. Or you can type it in as well, whatever you prefer. And then on this box here, you're going to enter their Medi-cal ID number. I typically ask for this information, their address, their phone number, and their insurance ID during our first prenatal visit, just so I can have that on hand for future billing. So you'll enter that information right over here. And then under 9, I put none provided because we do not have a group number for this. And then for box number 10, is this due to employment? No. Auto accident? No. Other accident? No. Here I leave this blank and you type in no for this section here, unless they have another insurance, let's say another primary insurance. Then you would click yes, but this is, we can go over this a different day if you guys have questions. Under this part here, I'm going to type in CalOptima because that's the name of the insurance. If they had Chalk, you would type in Chalk, or if they had Prospect, you would type in Prospect right over there. And then you're going to click yes here because the client should have authorized for you to bill their insurance. And yes on box number 13. And then when we get to box 14, it's asking us the date of their last menstrual period. We're going to type in that date. Again, I like to get this information from the client during our first visit. If you don't know, you can ask them, or if you know their due date, you should be able to kind of do the math and type in that information there. Under qualifier, you're going to type in last menstrual cycle or last menstrual period here. Number 15, we're going to leave blank. 16 as well. 17, if you know their provider's information, especially if you have an LOA, like you're not fully contracted with this insurance yet, and they still need to get that referral from their provider, you'll type in referring provider or ordering provider. Here, for practices today, I'm just going to use Dr. Salcido just because I know him pretty well and I'm sure he doesn't mind. So I'll type in his name and I will Google their NPI number if I don't already know it, and I'll type it in here. Number 18, and 19, we're going to leave blank. Number 20, we're going to say no because we don't order any lab work or anything like that. So we're going to leave that blank. And then we get to here 21. This is where we're going to be typing in the diagnosis. So for right now, we're going to focus on pregnancy, prenatals, and a labor. So for this diagnosis code, we are going to enter Z33.1, and we'll get to postpartum in just a moment. If you needed a prior authorization for whatever reason, you would type that prior authorization number here. Again, this is if you have like an LOA or you're still out of network, you would type that prior authorization code here. If you're already contracted, you don't need to worry about this part. So let's say your client you met your client for the first time for that extended first prenatal visit. We're going to say we met them, I don't know, April 16th, and you met with them in their home. That place of service code is where you met your client. So we're going to say we met her in the home for an extended prenatal visit. So we're going to type in that CPT code or your service code. That would be Z1032. And the modifier for all of these birth or doula codes, we're going to type in XP. And the diagnosis pointer is what diagnosis code does this service correlate to? So that is going to be letter A. And the charge for this, the new Medi-cal rates for this would be $197.98. And we're going to type in 1 because we're billing for 1 unit or for 1 prenatal visit. Here, we're going to type in our NPI number, and I know mine, so I'm going to go ahead and type it in. So we're going to type that in here. And let's say we met her again. You left her some homework and you're touching base with her again. She had additional questions or just needed some reassurance. So let's say we met with her again because again, we left her some homework or something to do. Let's say we met her again on the 23rd. And let's say we met her at home again. We're going to type in 12. The CPT code for just a routine prenatal visit is Z1034. Again, that same modifier code. And we are correlating the service code to this diagnosis code again. And we're going to type in the total charges, which were $162.11. And we're going to bill for 1 unit. My NPI number should populate here. And okay, let's say we met her one more time in May 1st. But this time she was at her doctor's visit or her midwife appointment, and she just wanted you to kind of listen into some questions that the provider might have had, or she just wanted to have you on the phone. This is a virtual visit, for whatever reason that she wanted to have you on the phone virtually. We're going to type in 02 because this is a telehealth, quote unquote, telehealth in anywhere that's not her home. And we're going to do the same CPT code, Z1034, modifier XP, because we need to have that same XP. And then we're going to type in a different modifier code here because we have to let the insurance know that this was held virtually via, either audio only or audio and video. For today's practice, we're going to put in audio and video. So we're going to put modifier code 95. We're still going to use that same diagnosis code A and the same charge, $162.11. We're going to do 1 unit. Okay. And let's say due date comes around and she delivers on the 14th. And she delivers in a hospital. We're going to type in 21. And let's say she had a VBAC. This was a vaginal birth after cesarean. We're going to type in code 59612 for a VBAC. We're going to type in that same diagnosis code, same modifier code, XP. Type in A for that same diagnosis code. And the new Medi-cal rate for this is $7.68 and 69 cents. And we're going to type in 1 for 1 unit. Let's say you were with this mom for 2 days, right? Sometimes that happens. We're still going to put 1 here because we're billing for 1 birth. And okay, our client had her baby and now it's time for a postpartum visit. We're able to bill for 2 extended 3-hour postpartum visits. So for today's practice, we're just going to do 1. Let's say she had her baby and she needs her postpartum visit, and you come to her home on the 20th. The place of service would be in her home, so we're going to type in 12. And the CPT code for the extended visit per 15 minutes is going to be T1032. We're going to type in that same XP. Now, when we get to this diagnosis code, our client is no longer pregnant, so we do have to have a different diagnosis code. The diagnosis code for postpartum services is going to be Z39.2. So in this box here, instead of typing in A, we're actually going to type in B, because now we're billing for services correlating to a postpartum diagnosis. So for this, we're able to bill for 12 units because that would be 3 hours, 15 minutes, so it would be 12 units. And this is where we're going to have to do a little bit of math. We're going to multiply $40.53 times 12. It gives us $486.36 because we're billing for 12 units. And let's say we met with our client again for a routine postpartum visit. Let's just say that this was a routine visit. You're coming in, just helping with some lactation support. We're going to type in the date of service, the 23rd. And again, we're having this visit with her in her home. We're going to type in 12. And the CPT code for just a routine postpartum visit is Z1038. Same modifier code here. We're going to type in B because, again, our mom has now delivered. She's postpartum. And then we're going to bill for $162.11. And we're going to bill for 1 unit because we're billing for 1 postpartum visit. And let's say she wants another postpartum visit, but this time she wants it virtually because she doesn't need any in-home support. Maybe it's just some lactation support that she needs, or I don't know. For practice, we're just going to say that she just needs help with lactation and she had some questions or wanted some reassurance on a couple of things, and it's virtual. And it's at our home. So we're going to type in 10 because that's the place of service for a telehealth in the patient's home or the client's home. We're going to type in that same CPT code, Z1038, XP. And let's just say this was audio only. It was not a Zoom call, with video and audio. It was just audio. We're going to type in 93. Same diagnosis pointer, B, because she's postpartum. We're going to bill $162.11 and 1 unit. So this is how you would bill for all of these services here. The cool thing about typing this in on the computer versus doing it on a form is that it does the math for you. I like to always double check and just make sure that these numbers reflect this total here. But yeah, this is correct. So then we're going to go to box 25. We're going to make sure we type in click the correct one. For me personally, I use my social, so I'm going to type in SSN. 26, we leave blank. 27, we're going to click yes because we're accepting this payment or this reimbursement rate. And amount, we're going to type in 0 because our client should not be paying us for any of these services. This should be rendered by the insurance company. And for line 32, I like to put the information for the facility that they birthed at. For example, this one would be Mission Hospital, just because it auto-populates for me here. I'm going to type in Mission Hospital, their address, their NPI number. You can always find anyone and any location's NPI number on the internet. So I'll type that in. And then billing provider information. The billing provider would be myself. I would type in my information. Here I have my information already saved. I don't know why it's not populating right now, but I'm going to put my name because I'm the billing provider. Sorry, I can't type today. And I'm going to type in my information here, my phone number, my NPI number, and then rendering provider would be also myself because I was the one that provided this service. And then here, I'm going to type in my social security number, but for today, I'm not going to do it because this is just practice. This should be populating here. I'm not sure why this NPI is not populating, but all of your NPIs should be on here where it says NPI. I'm not sure why mine's not doing that right now, but that's besides the point. So now we're just going to make sure that all of our information is correct. We have our payer, their address, Medicaid, our client's information here, date of birth, their assigned sex, self, because it would be their selves, and then copy from patient. That way all of this information you just documented here gets transferred over. No on all of these boxes here, and none provided in this row right here. I'm going to type in their insurance program name and signed yes, the date that they signed or the date that you're billing this. Signed yes. You're going to put their last menstrual cycle right here, leaving this area blank. And then again, this area is if you have an LOA or you're out of network, type this in. You don't really need to. I do it just to cover myself, and if I have that information, I'll type that in there. These areas blank, and then number 20, we're going to click no. Then this area is where we put our diagnosis codes. Again, this number 23 is only if you're out of network or you have an LOA and you need to get a prior authorization. We just type that in there. And here we type in all our dates of service, all our places of service, CPT codes, all our modifier codes here, diagnosis pointers, all the charges for the services we've rendered, the units, and then making sure our NPI is on all of this. Again, I'm not sure why my NPI is not populating here, but it should populate in all of these boxes here. And then this information here, again, if you have a social security number or an employer ID number, this we leave blank. We click yes for accept assignment. We double, triple check that our total is correct, and we make sure that we have this as 0. Facility location, again, I like to place the information for the hospital that, or the location that the client has birthed in. And then billing provider information, that would be me because I'm billing. And then the rendering provider, that would be whoever is providing the service. If you're working like in a doula network, you would type in the NPI for the network, and then the information for the rendering doulas or the one that provided the services, that would go right over here. And then we would go ahead and click submit or send. I'm not going to click send just because this is a copy, this is a test. But yeah, if there's anything that's wrong with this, once you click send, let's just click send. Or no. It's going to say that you have some errors. So I need to type in this and just fix these little things. So yeah, that's how you build through Office Ally.